welcome to Behind the Mic Live. I'm Niki Simone at Meridian Buckhead in Atlanta. In a few moments, I will have a candid conversation with Angie Stone. We'll talk about love, life, music, health, and of course, her latest studio album, Rich Girl. Now you don't want to miss it, so keep it locked right here on Behind the Mic Live. Ever since her solo debut album, Black Diamond, this girl has been singing her way, giving us everything that we need to hear from the core. Hits the very soul of our being. And, you know, nothing is different from the sixth album that she has coming up called Rich Girl. I mean, y'all know her. She's everybody's girlfriend, and she's definitely mine. Well, please welcome Angie Stone. How you doing?
I'm good. How about yourself? Thank you for
Wonderful.
that great introduction.
Well, because it's true. And your music, it does speak the truth, the core.
It's girlfriend friendly.
Yes.
You know, I generally write from my soul and from experience.
Yeah.
Either mine or my girlfriends or,
Yeah.
you know, people that, you know, just need that antidote for relief to know that you're not the only one going through something. So first, let me just thank you for allowing me to be a part of your show. I'm a champion for Behind the Mic, and I think it's great.
You.
But as far as my music and everything that I do, it comes from the source, you know, for me.
Yeah, and it's life experience. So when I went over, I mean, there was so much that you really have done. And I definitely pay homage to you because you are definitely one of those women that can sing, not only sing, but the spirit of your music. Again, it just gets right down to the very core. So going over some of the things that you've done, I didn't even know until I did my research.
Really?
I was like, I didn't know Angie sang the theme song of Girlfriends.
You didn't know that?
I didn't know that was you.
Wow.
Was I the only one?
No, you know what? A lot of people kind of catch it. You know, I did a Gap commercial many years ago, as well as a Budweiser commercial many years ago. And I learned very early, you know, a lot of people didn't know that Luther Vandross was a voice over a lot of these shows as well. But they're very, very, very lucrative jobs. Yeah. And since then I've done 3 other TV show sitcom theme songs that have not yet been released, but on the way. And I'm grateful. One of the things that I pride myself on is my ability to write to just about anything. You say you didn't know that was my voice. A lot of people don't know, but eventually it's something resonates that says, hey, that's a familiar sound. So with that being said, I'm looking forward to doing more television and film work. I've done quite a few movies. The Hot Chick, the Fighting Temptations. Yeah.
With Eddie Levert.
Yes. Well, I did the song Rain Down with Eddie Levert for that particular show. Okay. But
and there's Time to Come Home with Beyonce and Melba Moore.
Absolutely. They are all a part of that Fighting Temptations. But what you probably didn't know is I sang a song called Bring Your Heart with my daughter on the Brown Sugar soundtrack. Oh. I recorded a song for Love and Basketball. For a minute there, Sanaa Lathan and I seemed to be joined at the hip because every movie she was in, I was doing something for the soundtrack. So I've had my share of...
Holding back the tears, right?
Holding back the years.
Holding back the years.
Holding back the years.
Holding back the years.
And then I had the luxury of actually performing my version with Mick Hucknall from Simply Red at Night of the Proms, which I was out there for a month. And it was myself, Mick Hucknall, Seal, and a whole bunch of other people for over 150,000 people every night. It was an awesome experience.
Wow. Well, again, I mean, you have done so much. Your music, the soundtracks, and I mean, I so appreciate you.
Thank you.
And I want you to really know that I say that from the deepest part of my heart. We really, and I know I'm speaking on behalf of so many.
Wow.
That your music, and we were already talking before we started taping about Backup Plan, and we're going to talk about that a little later. But just you say what so many women need to say.
That's real important for me. actually speak our language, because sometimes our language can be kind of difficult to understand, because
Sure, especially to men.
we
They
come from
don't
the
understand
hood.
us.
And when I say we come from the hood, a lot of us come from the projects, a lot of us come from down under, I should say. Not that we're any less, but our language might be a little different than Wall Street language. So I try to speak our language through my music. Yeah, a lot of people don't know, but there's this gentleman by the name of Josh Groban. He has a set of followers called the Grobanites. He sings with a very rich operatic style voice. He's worked with Celine Dion and Charlotte Church on The Prayer. And I was the first African American soul singer that he asked to join him on the song. So I want to encourage people, because they've never seen me in that light, to go to YouTube and type in Josh Groban and Angie Stone doing The Prayer. And you'd be, more than likely surprised to see me cross that fence, I say, because I want people to know that I'm in a broader perspective than just a soul artist or a homegirl kind of thing.
Sogniamo un mondo senza più violenza, un mondo di giustizia e di speranza. Ognuno vive, ognuno son vicino, simbolo di pace, di fraternità. La forza che ci dà.
Let's talk a little bit about life.
Okay.
Now, what is it that you would say most people wouldn't know about you?
Well, people generally know what it is they want to know about people, but in the interest of what I love to do, a lot of people wouldn't know that I have a passion for elderly people. One of the things I believe in my spirit is that when we become extremely elderly, we go back to a very baby style nature. And for me, I look at the elderly like brand new babies. So I'm very, very attentive to the elderly. As a matter of fact, there's a woman that turned 104 that I was able to celebrate her birthday with here in Atlanta. And it was very, very heartfelt. But then I went to New Orleans and went to a nursing home where, some people wanted some autographs, and I ended up making friends. And there's a woman that's about to be 100, or she might have turned 100 already. All she wanted was a pair of red pajamas. So I made a point to say, I'm going to get her some red pajamas. I still have to make the trip back down there, but I don't think people know my passion on how important it is to take care of the elderly, because for some reason or another, they've given all of their lives to us, and now that they're in a state where sometimes dementia has set in, or Alzheimer's or whatever, it's as though we've forgotten them, but they are still people and they are still here, and so I try to cater to those people.
Now, if I was reading correctly, you ride motorcycles.
I just started riding motorcycles. I have a spider bike, which is a three-wheeler, for those that don't know. And I absolutely have to say I love it. I'm a very outgoing person because I'm a Sagittarius. We like to venture out there in the water. However, I did wait to pass 35 to jump on a motorcycle. But I have to tell you, it's very rewarding because it allows me to be free, to think, to just catch some of the wind and do me. I love it.
I was on a motorcycle. I like to ride it. I don't know if I could actually
I'm more comfortable driving because
Really?
I don't trust people to drive. I know I'm going to protect me with everything I got.
Right.
So I feel a little bit safer driving myself.
Right. See, who would have thought that Angie Stone could be passing by on a motorcycle?
Well, it's so funny because my bike, my significant other had my bike painted fuchsia color with all of my album covers and my signature on the bike, so people know that it's Angie Stone when I'm riding, or she's a huge fan of Angie Stone.
Right. Wow, that's cute. Let's talk about your influences. Your music, we can listen to an Angie Stone song to help us get over a man, to just life, just being a woman. So who does Angie Stone listen to when Angie Stone is going through life?
The people that I listen to mostly are, from the old school. I love Marvin Gaye, I love Gladys Knight, I love Betty Wright. I love Ann Peoples. I mean, I can name quite a few people that maybe they don't know, but because my dad was a blues singer, I listened to Bobby Blue Bland, which is the blues influence that you would hear in my music. But I love Aretha Franklin. The new school heads that I listen to are D'Angelo, of course. I listen to Lauryn Hill. I absolutely love Tweet. And I'm very selective. I love Music Soul Child. I'm quite selective about who I listen to in the new school, because with the likes of Marvin Gaye, Al Green, and Joe Tex, and all of these people that never get mentioned, and then some do get over mentioned. There was quite a few influences back in the day that I feel still is old homage, like. To me, Bobby Womack is one of the greatest artists on the planet that, to me, has never been properly honored. So I love me some Bobby Womack. As a matter of fact, I'm tapping into his catalog for my next project.
Really? So you're already thinking about the next project?
Oh, absolutely. I don't let no grass grow underneath my feet.
Anything that you can tell us that you would like to do on the next project?
Well, one of the things I'd like to do on the next project, without giving it all away, is have some duets. And everyone that I've done has been prominent, from Pray to Stay for a While to More Than a Woman with Calvin Richardson. I'd love to go back into that arena and do some more work like that.
Well, I can't wait.
Thank you.
I can't wait. But right now, we're going to just sit back and enjoy Rich Girl, right?
That's right, Rich Girl.
It's 1 o'clock in the morning, and you're just getting in. Tap, tap, tapping on my window for me to let you in. Hanging out with the fellas is what you said. Yeah, here we go again. There is nothing you can do or say, 'cause I know you're lying. If oh yeah, I would be a rich girl. I would be a rich girl.
Now tell me, what do you know for sure? When it comes to life, what do you know for sure?
Taxes, death, and trouble. Marvin said it best. I mean, the one thing you can't evade is taxes.
Yeah.
You know that eventually one day we're going to die. And trouble is so easy to get into and very hard to get out of it. We see it all around us all the time. But I do know that with faith, you can move mountains. And one of the things that I'm very proud of is my longevity, and my mainstay has been I have been focused on the Creator, and I count everything that I have. I give it back to Him.
What would you say your worst advice, or maybe even best advice that you have received just about life in general?
Some of the worst advice I've been given is, with regard to my desires or my dream for film work, is Hollywood doesn't hire black people. I am a believer that any and everything is possible. It all depends on who you know and how you roll. And I just feel like for some people that may be true, but I will not let another person's destiny define my own. So I will not ever give up Hollywood. As a matter of fact, I'm breaking ground right now, having done The Hot Chick with Adam Sandler and Rob Schneider, on to The Fighting Temptations. If it's a speck of a role, I'll take it if it's integral. Now I just filmed Scary Movie 5, and I'm about to film a movie with Ice Cube and Kevin Hart. So it proves that, with determination and willpower and faith, you can have anything you want.
Now, do you like one better than the other in terms of acting, producing, and of course, music?
That would seem like a fair question if I hadn't already conquered music. I can't honestly say that, which one is the favorite, because music has been my mainstay all this time. But the challenge for me now is I started out in school as an actor, ended up being a singer, so my passion has always been acting. So now going back to my grassroots has been what is key. I'm looking to be one of the biggest actresses on the planet.
As we said, we're going to talk about love. Now, the fans would absolutely kill me if I did not ask you, if if there's going to ever be, you're looking at me like you know the question. Is there ever going to be a D'Angelo and Angie Stone duet?
That's a very difficult question to answer because so much of the media and fans want to see that unionship happen. To be honest, I can say I don't know because we don't know what the future holds. However, we have both expressed an interest in trying to work together. I think the union of music is the perfect combination. However, I think the situation and the approach would be hard because we've had so much press over the past years with the relationship aspect, the fact that we have a son together, the fact that we have, you know, had relationship issues over and over. People want us to sweep all that under the rug and make it go away and just get back in the studio. Do I think it could happen? Absolutely. Do I think it will happen? I'm not sure.
That's a fair enough answer. It's a definitely fair enough response. You know, people know when they hear good music.
Oh, yeah.
And definitely your creativity along with D'Angelo's creativity, it just would be awesome. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Thank you.
We'll just have to wait and see what that.
Thank you.
Now, what do you think what do you know now that you wish you knew then about love?
Well, what I know now about love is not all just give. I'm a very giving person, and when I look at the pattern of my relationships, I'm a giver, I'm a nurturer, I'm a mothering type of lover, and I give, and give. Not allowing one to give back as much because my giving overshadows their giving. And when you get that kind of imbalance, when you have your partner or any partner say, you won't give me a chance to. What I've learned is my giving is probably the one crutch that I'm guilty of that can cause my relationships to falter because my heart is that big. Often when I realize it, it's too late because I've, you know, given so much that it's almost like a smothering. So what I've learned the most, what I've learned the most is to try to work on standing still and allowing that other person to give more or to give at all, because so much of what we want back lies in what we do to gain it. So I think in giving, we keep giving because we think that is what is necessary to win them over. It can easily translate into buying love or whatever the case may be. But getting love in return has everything to do with balance. And I think when you're evenly balanced, you know when to stand still and allow the next person to give. I have been in a situation where I'm an only child, and when you translate love and friends and over your lifestyle, I've always had to give candy. I've always had to go the extra mile to make sure I have friends, which translated over into my relationships, which means, you know, I don't have to give so much to have love in return because it's an uneven trade. Right. The one thing I can say is it's an uneven trade. So what I've learned the most, I think, is to just stand still and allow the next person to give of themselves.
I can relate to exactly. Can you relate, ladies? I think they can relate. That was definitely. What song actually do you hear most from women when it comes to, even if their heart is broken, that they relate to most?
I think Luther Vandross, "A House Is Not a Home." Since I lost my baby, you know, I can only relate to stuff that really hits home with me because that says it all. You know, I'm the kind of person that you don't gotta, you you don't got to beat me across the brain for me to get it. Since I lost my baby, when your heart is broken or when you're feeling, deprived or neglected or what, another sad love song. Mm-hmm. These are songs that say it loud. Mm-hmm. So I can hear quite a few songs that speak to that situation.
Now, are you in love now?
I am in love. I am in love right now. Am I completely to the point where I'm completely satisfied? I'm not. I am in love, but I'm not satisfied in love right now. And that has a lot to do with changes, ups and downs. You go through the yo-yo syndrome of relationships. Mm-hmm. And relationships, nowadays are twinged and twanged with so many other opponents attached to them. Mm-hmm. And, for me, I'm a free spirit. Being a Sag, I love, and I love unconditionally. Mm-hmm. Can I say that I'm complete in this love? I'm not sure if I'm complete just yet. I've been working towards it for a minute now. Mm-hmm. But with the changes, the ups and downs, I'm there. But I can say that I am in love.
That's a beautiful thing. How do you know when you are in love?
Because you stay when you're supposed to go, and you tolerate, and you allow yourself to absorb situations and issues that really have no significance. That's unconditional love. And that's saying a lot, because most women have been through it, the text messages, the cell phones, there's a lot of things that go on in a relationship that we're not supposed to tolerate. But as women and as people of, God, and people, when we know that God gives so many chances, we try to put a Band-Aid on our situation and keep it moving. Do I think that's right? No. But do I think it's habitual? Yes, it's a habit.
Mm-hmm. What's the worst pickup line you've ever had from a man?
Ooh. I guess the worst pickup line to me.
Because there's a couple of them.
There's quite a few, but I'm in very long-term relationships, so I don't run across that many pickup lines. Yeah,
how do you do that?
I stay in them too long. That's what I'm telling you. Oh, wow. But pickup lines, I haven't had one in quite a while, because mostly the relationships that I'm in, we kind of meet halfway. Yeah. There's an energy, there's a synergy that, But I mean, I don't know, maybe you could help me out with that.
Well, I'm trying to think. Okay, so there's a few. Well, we all know the yo shorty because we're in the South.
Oh yeah, I ain't with all. Well, I think what's tiring right now is what's your sign. Oh. See, we all want to know each other's signs, and it's just like, can we get a little bit more creative than what's your sign?
What's your sign? Help me out, fellas. Throw some out.
I don't know.
If you saw a pretty lady walking by and you wanted her attention, what would you say to her?
You sure do look delicious.
Oh. Okay, so that's so. You sure? I actually heard you. Why don't men understand that doesn't get our attention?
Because, for someone to throw out a line like, you sure do look delicious, what that tells me is you are turned on by the way I look. You know absolutely nothing about how I think, my purpose in life, it's nothing intellectual. It's all about what you see.
Right.
So men should be real careful too. Like, oh, if you was a glass of water, I'd drink you straight.
Right.
That kind of thing is just like, you are sexually turned on by me. And like, right. I need somebody who is really tapped into the intellectual side of me, the right. funny side of me. Sex is just the icing on the cake. So let's right. learn how to come from left instead of right, bruh.
I think men need to understand that, though. I think men, to a certain degree, women, yes, we love the heels and we want to look good. And but a lot of times, I think sometimes men feel that we may try to do that for them when we're really trying to do that for ourselves.
Absolutely. I do feel that men The one thing that gets me is if men absolutely are cool with how sexy you look when they pull you, then don't flip the script when, you know, we're at home and I'm doing the very same thing and then you accuse me or think that I'm out being beautiful to lure the next man. You know, you got to be confident in your slip of the tongue, pretty much. So I agree with you on that.
What's up, y'all? This is your girl, Angie Stone, and I'm hanging out with my girl, Niki, on Behind the Mic. We got some great stuff for you. Keep it locked. Peace. Do what you got to do. Listen. Ooh. Whoa. Oh. Singing about tomorrow. I'm wishing this day would pass. My problems weigh me down, but I know they will not last. Searching for the answer, all along they've been so near. I took a trip down in my soul and put aside all of my fears. I said, you can make it. Do what you gotta do, baby.